What is up? What is up, podcast listeners? It's your boy Ryan and Travis here. Travis.
Yo,
These morning episodes get me, bro.
yeah, I mean, I kind of like them a little bit more than our late night episodes,
I do
but
too. I don't like keeping you
these
up late.
mornings are getting pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because my kid's awake now too. So if you hear a little toddler demon in the background, he's awake. I don't know what episode this is. Probably like 15,
I don't
something
know.
like
I don't
that.
remember.
I don't know. You guys can go back on the episodes and count them if you want. It's like 15 or something. So, Waffles, you had something you wanted to talk about today. Is that right?
Yeah, so this whole week I've been dealing with dissociative disorder, and it's as the week went on, I kind of realized that the importance of just making time for yourself and being able to find someone that I can, for I guess, like kind of like lack of better words, trust with my life, basically. Um, for those who don't know what it is, it's somebody that it's like the feeling of watching your life like as a movie, but like you're just like you feel like you're existing in a way, but you're not really coherent. You're kind of like watching it in like a third person
Like
as things are
autopilot.
just going on. Yeah. I mean, there's some things you can do on autopilot. That's a bit different. Um, like driving. If you drive like the same route to work every day, eventually
That's true.
you'll just
I could literally
be
wake up,
on autopilot.
first thing in the morning and know exactly how to drive, what to do.
Yeah. So I've been struggling with that. I don't like to admit it as much as I need to. And one of the biggest things that I can't preach about enough is being able to have that time for yourself and being able to, relax or, some self-help, self-care, whatever you want to do, a little bit of meditation. Uh I didn't think it was that important. I got uh kind of bound up in all the things that I was trying to get done. Like I'm busting my ass at work trying to figure out how I can get more money, fucking trying to pay off bills. I'm looking at buying a house hopefully within the beginning of the year. Uh Trying to find, a significant other. I mean, I gotta work on myself first, which is definitely a big thing. Um, but I don't. I do understand. There is some situations that being when you find that that significant other, uh, that it can help you get out of that that funk, I guess.
I agree with that
And
to an extent.
at the same time, though, you got to be careful because you can become extremely codependent on one another,
I
or you
also
can
agree
become
with that
codependent on your significant other.
big time.
And just just like the thought of that to me kind of just threw me for a loop and started making me freak out. And then I was like, ah, fuck this. I'm just gonna die alone. Like I don't I'm done. I don't want to deal with any of this possible risks or being cheated on again and all this other crap. Being you know portrayed as the bad guy. Um, the big thing that I didn't think would have set me off so much was my ex and her shenanigans lately. Uh, that's probably what started it. Was I went into a kind of depressive episode, and then kind of just spiraled into that
Would you say this?
bullshit of
Would
this
you
week.
would you say this happened after the breakup, or would you say this started to happen like during the relationship? I don't mean to like pry or anything, but like if you
Oh
can
no, you're
start
good.
noticing things, like earlier on, then you can
What do you
figure
what do you
out,
mean?
Okay, so like you're in a relationship, right? You said you went into a depressive state, and that could be from an event that happened in the relationship, or it could be from the severance of the relationship. So I'm just trying to see like if it was during the relationship. Like some people get into relationships, they think it's all good, like they find their significant other, they find their muse, their inspiration, but then something happens, right? Or the spark dies, and the relationship isn't the same that it used to be. And so I think what I'm trying to say is, um, like if you can figure out that if something happened during the relationship to cause that depression state, then you can go into your next relationship with the knowledge from coming out of this previous one in hopes of not repeating the same step, or
Yeah, I
noticing the
mean,
signs ahead of time so you
I,
can avoid the pain, you know, next time.
I've honestly, I don't know, like I've had a few bad relationships, and I don't know what I do, or like I've asked all of them. I'm still like friends with most of my exes. There's
Mm-hmm.
one that I cut off because she just became psycho. Um, but they just they wouldn't really explain it to me. Or I mean, like my most recent one, uh, I mean, it was like 2 years ago. Um, we split, and she was just telling me that it was just the long distance and just not being able to, because she's a very physical person,
Right.
and not being able to be there, and being 1,400 miles away
Yeah, that's a big thing for
was
some people.
difficult. And yeah, I mean, I get that part. And then she started all this other bullshit. And then her fucking friends started posting me or tagging me in a bunch of shit, and I just that might have thrown me for a loop. And then I reached out to
What
her
do
and
you
was
mean?
like,
Her
"Hey,
friend was tagging you and stuff? Like what?
he was fucking sending me shit in my Discord DMs and stuff,
Oh, like
and
about
her
her?
whole fucking EP shit that yeah."
Got you, got you.
And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, she is a great person, and there is some things that I will admit, I fucked up on, but I don't feel like I deserve the slander that I got, and that kind of just put me in the fucking spiral of fuck this. I don't want to deal with people anymore. I'm just
Right,
gonna
leading you to think that you're the bad guy.
yeah. And the more I talked with a bunch of other people, and I mean, shit, you, especially you, man, like you definitely helped me a lot with this bullshit that I'm going through. And I mean, everyone's got their backstory, their shit show that they've been through. Like, everyone can say their life has been the worst, but it's all pers- uh, what's the word? Perception based perspective.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, same thing.
I worked my way there.
Everybody goes
Uh,
through their shit, and somebody's worst might not be as somebody else's worst. Like your worst thing might be like you lost your job, and you got a couple weeks to find a new one or something, but somebody else's worst is they just got evicted and now they're homeless. So I mean, it when you start talking about the shit that you're going through to somebody, like I get into these situations where I'll be talking and venting to somebody, and then they start venting about something that sounds worse to try to like, it feels like they're trying to top what I'm saying. I call them toppers,
yeah,
right? So like you're telling a story, then like, oh yeah, this happened to me, blah blah blah, except and then they try to one up you, and it's like it doesn't even need to be like that, bro. Like everybody goes through their own shit, man. Everybody's got
yeah.
their
I
own different
mean,
levels of what they deal with too.
there is like I've met a lot of people, and I don't know what I do or how I do it, but I'm like that go to guy. Like, hey, I just we're gonna go out for a smoke real quick. And I'm like, all right, cool. Then we'll just have like some regular conversation, and they just start venting to me. I'm just like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I appreciate that you feel like I'm a trusted person. I personally feel like I'm a pretty trusted person. Like, I don't go
It's good that
around
people
fucking
can
sharing
confide in
everyone's
you.
information. And I still have. I'm just flabbergasted that people are so willing to talk to me about that shit. But I'm thankful at the same time because I believe everyone needs someone to be able to talk to and just like
100%.
vent to, or you know, I can't remember if it was like about relationships or some shit, but I mean, there's times where I've just got over to one of my friends' houses. We just hung out, but we didn't really say shit to each other for like 3 hours. Like we'll both sit on our phones, or you know, we'll watch a movie or some shit. And I'm just like, all right, good hangout. And then I'll leave, but I feel like 10 times better.
See, sometimes you don't even need to exchange words. Just having the aura of somebody that you're close to, or is trusted with you. That's really all you need. Just those vibes, that energy. If you can be in the same room with somebody, you guys can feed off the energy and not even say a word to each other. So I think that's pretty cool that you have that, and I'm glad that I can be, like a good friend to help you through things, dude. Because I don't have too many friends. So the friends that I do have, I really, put the effort into trying to be the best friend that I can be to them. And then I still get fucked over, so it's like you're the only person I
Yeah,
think that hasn't fucked me over in my life, dude. Like, even, my good friends from back home, like one of them that I still talk to this day is trying to get at one of my girlfriends, that I was dating at the time, like while I was with her, tried fucking getting at her. And then I had another one of my best friends actually date one of my exes after we broke up. So it's like those are the kind of friends that I've had in my life, so having you in my life is a different kind of feeling for a friendship, and I like it, because I don't have to worry about getting fucked over. I don't feel those intentions with you. And it's like I'm gonna be 34 in January, dude. Like, I've been through a lot of friendships. I've been through being used, and I went out with a girl and she broke up with me the next day. Like, I've been through shit relationships as well. And so, like, if I can help you with anything that you're going through, by sharing some experience that I've gone through, and, try to empathize a little bit, if I can do that, I'm all down for doing that, man. I don't got anything else going on, man. Like, you're my homie. I got my wife and kid, and what I'm trying to do for my career, so you're like a priority to me, dude. That's why it's like, you don't talk to me for a couple days. I know you get busy. That's why I'm like, hey, man, everything good? Because I don't really, I don't know how to really react to situations like that. Like when I'm talking to somebody like almost every day, and then we stop talking for a couple days. I think I did something. That's me
yeah.
overthinking and shit. So if I
Dude,
start
I do
bugging
that.
you,
I do that
man,
all the fucking time.
let me know and I'll chill.
Nah, like I don't know what it is. Like I'll go through like these phases of like being just super social. Well, I don't know. I say super social, but I only talk to like maybe 4 people. Like I only got probably 3, maybe 4 people I can actually call friends.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Like
I've got friends in,
confidently.
like, that I've made in the Web3 space and that I talk to often, and almost daily, but it's virtual, right? It's not somebody that I've had like an IRL connection with their energy, like, you can talk to somebody online and meet them in person and they're fucking different, and the fact that we met online, but we've also met in person and hung out a few times, that's an extra level for me. Like, that takes it more personal to me than just somebody that I'm talking to on the phone. And so, like, they're my friends, but they're more like acquaintances. And you're like my actual friend. So I'm glad to be able to call you a friend and you call me a friend, dude, because the word gets thrown out a lot, and people think they're friends with everybody until, they either stop talking or somebody fucks the other person over, and it's like, oh, well, you weren't really friends, were you? So
Exactly. I mean, at the same time, you got to be careful with who you truly call a friend. Like you were saying, you've been fucked over so many times. I'm not as old as you. I'll only be 25 in September.
yeah, but you've still
But
been through a lot, though, man.
I guess.
Or not. Shit, man. Fuck me, right?
No, I mean, I get it. You know, I don't know. People ask, you know, they'll ask to like learn a bit about me or get to know me a bit better, and you know,
What's up?
I'll
I'm
explain
Waffles.
some
I
shit
like
to
to party.
them, and then you know we'll just start talking about like life experiences and shit. You know, we'll kind of go back and forth. Then you know, over a few hours, they just look at me. It's like, bro, are you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm good, bro. Like, what's up? Like, what did I do?
Right.
But nah, fucking my I was talking with my mentor and my boss, and we were all just chilling there talking about life and shit. And they both stopped talking, and I was just like, what? Like, did I do something? Like, am I
Wait,
getting
so
fired? Like, what?
this was like in person?
Yeah.
Right. And so they just stopped talking, like they're like just like looking at you or what?
Well, yeah, like we were all just talking, and then you know, I put my 2 cents in a couple situations that they've gone through, and you know, they're kind of similar to mine in one way or another. And you know, then they kind of just like gave me the look, like, "You good, bro? Like, do you need to talk to somebody?" Like, I'm
Like,
just
hey man, we thought our
like,
day was bad, but this dude's going through the ringer right now.
but I'm just like, dude, I don't, I feel like I'm doing fine. Like, I'm feeling pretty good for myself. Like, I don't know what the whole problem is. Like, I wish I could give you an example, but I don't know. I guess I kind of just like shut those moments off out of my head just to keep out the bad energy and shit. But it's just, yeah. I mean, everyone has their backstory, and everyone goes through their own shit. Some can be worse than others, but it's all perspective based. And you know, your worst day could be somebody's just, you know, just another day on the block, you know.
Exactly. So I'm saying, man, there's
And
levels to it, and everyone's got their own, version of what a bad day is.
absolutely, and that's why I try, you know, I try to stay positive, but there's times where it is difficult, and you know, you just got to be able to surround yourself with the right people.
Dude, you want to talk about staying positive and surrounding yourself with the right people? I just had a friend on my Steams list pop up. His name was Glizzy Gladiator. You would you want to talk about having a good vibe, man? Anytime I see that pop up on my screen, I laugh. So find friends that could do that for you, man. I'll change my name to Glizzy Gladiator for you. Let's go. New Diablo character
But
name.
shit. But I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I know we've gone over this, you know, over across a couple episodes, but like I've been saying, you know, I can't talk about it enough. And being able to surround yourself with the right community of people, you don't even have to really call them friends, as long as you find that place that you feel like you belong. You get a sense of peace when you go out or you hang around those people is extremely important to be able to, you know, have that self growth and keep building. And you know, it is difficult, especially with dealing with the dissociative disorders. There's a couple different versions of it. That might be another medical episode we do with
Yeah, with Narissa for sure, dude. I'll have to
yeah.
message her and see if we can throw it in there. We do have to we do have to do that part two and get those other five questions down too. So get that
Hell
set
yeah.
up and maybe we can throw in like disassociation in there as well. That'd be a great episode. Maybe actually we can get my wife to come in on an episode if she feels comfortable, like sharing her experience because she deals with that a lot too, having a borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, it's definitely something to talk about. You know, people, it could be make mistaken for a lot of different things, and
You're like,
I,
whoa, you
I
spacing out, stoner? Like, no, I'm just disassociating. My bad.
yeah, like this whole I went into work Monday and I felt a little off, and I was just like, maybe I might just be tired. You know, I drank a decent bit the night before. You know, when you're intoxicated, you don't get, you know, the best sleep, and then just the shit just kept getting worse. I was just like, well, fuck. And then Tuesday came, and I got to work a little bit earlier than I normally do, and I was just shooting the shit with a couple of guys, just smoking, and then they started questioning if I was all right. And I was like, I don't. It's like I feel like I'm okay. I mean, I'm off. Like I'm here, but I'm not. You know, and then it just kept getting more and more apparent. And fucking, what was it? I think it was Friday. I showed up to work extremely early. I was just like, I just need to keep my head busy, get back into my routine. Like I fucked up something. Now it's just I'm lost. And I was just busting out work, and then my mentor came in, and he was just like, "Damn, bro, you already got these done?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been here since 7, just trying to stay busy." you
See,
know,
and we talk about that
like
too, right? Like routine or, like staying busy, dude. Like that'll make you, like get into a rhythm, right? So if you start getting into a funk, you start getting out of your rhythm, you just got to start, getting back into your routine of what you were doing. Get back to your roots, to yourself.
absolutely. And it is difficult trying to
Sorry, my Discord's going off. I'm trying to figure out how to silence this.
it is definitely difficult to try and change your schedule if you're really hard set on what's going on. But being able to, you know, I'm not saying, go from working 10 hours a day and then doing absolutely everything you can in 2 hours and then sleep and then food. And it's like, don't jam pack your schedule. Make sure you've got time for yourself. You know, start
Dude,
with it
10,
being,
10 to 15 minutes a day at least. Just chill by yourself. Like let your thoughts come into your head. If they're bad thoughts, like let them come and let them go. Like flush yourself and give yourself that 15 minutes a day just to kind of reset. Put the phone down.
yeah,
Like don't look at a screen as I'm looking at a screen right now. I'll take my
same.
I'll take my 15 minutes later, bro. Like that's what, dude. When I take showers, dude, I'll be in a shower and I won't even do anything for a whole 5-10 minutes because I'm just letting my thoughts come and then letting my thoughts go. And it's refreshing when you can do that and you just come out of the shower and you feel good. You're ready to take on your day, or you're ready to end your day if you take your showers at the end. But you can't just be in go mode 24/7. Like even in
Yeah,
in
that's
like
how you
crypto and
burn out.
web3, bro,
And
like you have to be consistent, you have to be dedicated. But if you're in this space every day, like what are you doing? Like what are you doing outside the space? Like you need to take time to reset yourself. You need to take time to eat properly, get some rest, stay hydrated. Bro, I barely drink water. I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing. And I used to drink 4 or 5 water bottles a day, and that's still not enough. Yeah, I didn't mean to like
yeah,
diverge
I
that
got this
whole thing.
big old thermal flask next to me. I drink like 3 or 4 of them a day.
Yeah, how
It's
how many ounces is
32
that?
ounce,
32
32,
ounces.
I think.
Yeah, I
Might be
drink
a little
like
bit more.
I drink like little 16-ounce water bottles.
Nah,
17 ounce, sorry.
when I was really active, I still have it. I don't know where I put it though. I have a yeah 3 liter water bottle.
Oh
It
yeah.
sounds atrocious. It definitely is. Like I might as well just be carrying around like a gallon jug.
I think I have, it's not a gallon. It's like maybe 500 milliliters, cuz 750 is a gallon, right?
uh, that's a good question.
I don't know. It's like probably 500 milliliters. No, not milliliters. 500. What am I trying to say? I don't know. It's a
How many
big ass
milliliters?
water jug, right? So this thing, like, if I were to take my thumbs and my middle fingers and make like a circle, kind of like Illuminati, but make a circle, and then I open that up more, maybe like 2 inches. That's how big, around, wide this fucking water jug is, and it's probably like a foot tall almost. So it holds, I want to say like 6 to 8 water bottles in it. Well, I guess that could tell you right there. Maybe like 10 water bottles. So probably like 170 ounces.
So a gallon is roughly 3,800 milliliters.
Okay, so this is probably like a third of that.
But yeah,
It's a
I
big
used
water
to
jug.
carry around. Yeah, I had a 3 liter water bottle. That like I drink like 2 or 3 of those a day, and I was just like, fuck. I didn't think it was that bad.
Dude, you gotta be
I'd still
peeing
be
a lot.
dehydrated. 'Cause I mean, I was also working outside, so I'm sweating my ass off, fucking moving around constantly.
Yeah.
But I can definitely say I was hydrated. That's for sure. I felt dehydrated just because uh Colorado's wet and dry seasons are just inconsistent. I just felt super dried out. But yeah, I mean, it just self care. It helps with a lot of different disorders and staying healthy, and it helps clean your body physically, mentally, emotionally, and that I can't talk about it, preach about it enough because I go through a lot of shit and I don't like to talk about it. And that's definitely one of the downfalls that I go through is, I get so bound up with myself and just trying to hide certain things from people and they start seeing it and they're just like, "You're fucked up, man." I'm like, "No, I'm great." And they're like, "You literally just like cried for 2 hours. The fuck you mean you're fine?" Like, what? But I mean, I try and be that go to positive energy, and it is draining at times, but when you're able to find the positive situations or the positive
Find that silver lining.
ends of whatever you're going through, it's it definitely helps. I used to be a pretty pessimistic person and was just like, fuck this, fuck you, fuck everything, like
Same, dude.
everything shit.
Like my
And
early 20s I was like that. And I was like, I can't live like this,
yeah,
bro. I felt myself falling into, like my dad's footsteps of just being like angry a lot of the time, and I think part of it has to do with my dad being bipolar, and he doesn't know because he was never diagnosed. And like we talked about this, right? Like the older generation doesn't know how many of them are really fucked up mentally because they didn't get diagnosed, right? And so now we have kids getting diagnosed and we have this generation where these kids are all fucked up. So like I have bipolar from my dad, but I recognize it and I know how to deal with it. He just smokes weed and he's fine, but that's obviously how I deal with my coping too, but I mean, I forget where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so like I didn't want to, like I didn't want to grow up and be, angry all the time and have this negative outlook on the world, so I recognize that in my dad and I know that I need to be different, so I wish my dad could be different, but I feel like he's so set in his ways, like he's 60, 66 now, like how do you change when you're 66?
I mean, my dad's 52.
That's 14 years younger. That's two
Yeah,
generations of high school younger than my dad.
like he
Sorry, sorry.
was,
That's more than three generations of high school younger than my dad.
but he was pretty set in his ways, and then reality hit him,
See, and
or it could have
that's
just been his wife.
well, like me and my dad had a falling out recently. Like I don't want to get too into it, but like it was about, I was venting to my dad about my kid, upsetting me, and like I'm not going to call my kid names, but I called my kid an asshole toddler to my dad. I was like, dude, he's being an asshole toddler. And my dad raged on me, right? And threatened CPS on me because I was venting to my dad. I should be able to vent to my dad, and the fact that he did that, we had a big falling out, and I wanted it to be an eye opener for him, like, hey, if you keep acting like this, you're not gonna fucking have family anymore, dude. Like, you're pushing your family away with the way that you're acting, so you have to change. And so if you don't, you're gonna die miserable. And I don't want my dad to, end up like that. I want my dad to have family around as much as he can, as much as I can be around, so I'm just trying to like be a little more positive, like find that silver lining, help him see that silver lining in things, so this world's just a shithole, man, and it's hard to instill hope in people these days.
I mean, it just takes time. Everything takes time.
It does. I agree.
And I mean, the biggest thing, like one of the biggest things people talk about, like opposites attract. And I don't entirely believe that, especially when you go from being such a negative person to being such a positive person. You know, you I actually had a lot of people cut me off because they didn't like how positive I was. How,
Wow. Could you
optimistic
imagine?
and oh, I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
I
we
don't
don't want your
like
good energy. Fuck off.
I
What?
don't
All
like how
right,
you're happy all
deuces.
the time and I'm miserable. Like I was miserable too. Everyone's miserable at times, but it's the ones that, that have that resiliency to push through it and fucking make a good out of a bad situation.
Exactly.
And it is hard, and trying to find the will or power to do that is definitely difficult. And it might have been some kind of traumatic experience that I went through or whatever, but everyone's got you know their issues. But I mean, like you were saying, like the older generations and shit just talk about how fucked up all the new generations are, and how like
Yeah,
everyone's so soft, or
without
they're
self-realization.
all they're all like,
Like we got it from you
yeah.
guys. What do you
And it's
mean?
just like,
You think we just were born fucked up like and
I
you
don't
weren't?
like, yes, I do agree with some things that they say. Like the military to like these days is definitely a lot softer than it used to be.
For
Like
sure.
I hands down won't argue with that at all.
I
Like,
have never
was my
been enlisted,
experience
but I've
easy?
got several friends that have in different, parts of the forces, like in Marines, Navy, Air Force, and it's not what it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Like now they have fucking stress cards. Like, are you kidding me?
What the
Like
fuck is a
it should
stress
not.
card?
All right, it's funny as shit,
I'm stressed
especially
out.
so
Stop.
that literally that is exactly what it fucking
Oh
is.
my god.
So I've talked to a bunch of
The
civvies
drill
about this,
sergeant tell you to shut the fuck up and do
and
100 push-ups.
so the army was the first ones to fucking
Of
implement it,
course they were.
and
Aren't ready for
I had
Marines yet.
my
Just
my
kidding.
good
No
old
offense to
buddy,
anybody that's enlisted in the army. Thank you for your service. I'm just
my
tossing
good
jokes.
buddy, his name was Fartbox Tongue Puncher. Uh, I can't remember his actual name, but he kept his name finally got uh fucking removed off of like all of his
Oh
accounts.
my
So he just goes by
fucking god.
FBTP, which same thing.
Obviously.
But it's funny as hell. Like he was the coolest dude ever. He was a drill sergeant, or my bad, drill instructor. Well, no, that's Marines. Drill instructor is Marines. Drill sergeant is
Drill
Army.
sergeant tongue puncher.
But he was telling me,
Or is it drill
because
sergeant fart box?
but he was telling me about a situation because the way they do like drill instructors, drill sergeants, and shit like that, you basically get drafted, for lack of better words, for it. Like you can put in to do that work, or you get drafted to do the work. You really don't have much of a choice. Um, but he was telling me he was reaming some kid's ass because he was just fucking up back and forth, and then the kid pulled out a fucking stress card. He's a pretty pasty guy, but he goes, he was like, I don't even know what the fuck happened. As soon as I saw that, I just started yelling and everything went black. He goes, next thing you know, I woke up in the fucking duty hut, had two of the other fucking drill sergeants next to me, trying to figure out what was going on. He goes, apparently I just started screaming at the kid even more and just made him cry. And then they pulled me off of him. I was just like, God damn, bro. Like,
Stress
yeah, no,
card?
like
What the fuck is this
it
stress
is
card?
so fucking stupid. Like if like that, you're not gonna be able to use that shit in fucking war. Like, oh, hold on, time out. I have to
Time out.
reload. This isn't fair. Like, I don't give
Time out. My barrel's
a
jammed.
fuck. Like, like like if you have to use a stress card, you are not meant for the military at all. Like I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You could be a paper pusher. I still don't think you are meant for the military if you have to use a stress card to get through your training.
If you even contemplate needing a stress card, you should probably not enlist and go be a fucking teacher or something. No, don't even be a teacher. That'll stress you out too. Go be like, I don't even know, dude. What job is out there that isn't gonna stress you out, like fuck. Even
Housewife.
freelancers, bro.
I don't know.
No, not even, dude. I'm a fucking house husband and I get fucking stressed out trying to keep this place clean, man. Being a stay-at-home parent is like a full-time home taker is what they're called, right? Full-time home taker, home giver, some
home,
shit like that,
home
right?
caretakers.
Yeah, it's a home caretaker. I don't fucking know. I was like applying for these little survey things like, "What's your job?" And I was like, "Full-time, part-time, temporarily unemployed, full-time homemaker." That's what it is. Full-time homemaker. That's a stressful ass job, dude.
A
There ain't,
weird
ain't no
fucking
fucking
name for it.
position in this world that is not stressful anymore. And the
Yeah,
the
like I
services
mean,
are the most stressful. Like you can't even fucking leave, bro.
no, like you fucking eat,
Like
sleep, and piss next to your fucking bunkmate and shower. Like,
at least the teacher, you be like, all right, fuck these kids, I'm out. Go get a sub. Hey, drill sergeant, you better go find a sub. I'm using my stress card.
but yeah, no, you get when you use your stress card, you get 15 minutes alone in a room or like by
It's a fucking
yourself.
masturbation card, bro.
I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like
They
that
should, they should
is,
call them release cards. Like you need a
I don't know.
release, stress
Okay,
release, whatever. Go rub one out, dude. Fucking release that stress.
I don't know what it is. So I don't know what it is for the with the environment. I don't know if it's due from stress or the food, whatever the fuck to put the food. But I like the 13 weeks of my training, I didn't have a fucking single hard on, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like I look back at that and I was like, this is weird. That was
it's
strange.
it's funny because like even in school when I was in weight training, we'd be wearing the basketball shorts and they'd be making us do these jumps where you have to like jump forward, then jump backward, then jump forward, then jump backward, like with both feet. The whole time, like our dicks are just rubbing up against the shorts, just like back and forth, back and forth. So like eventually, dude, I'm going into fucking my math class. I'm like got one like tucked up in my waistline and shit. I'm like, bro, this needs to chill. Like I'm about to stop dressing, dude. I stopped dressing for weight training. And I would just wear my regular clothes. We'd go to the back of the weight training class with all the fucking burnouts that wouldn't dress for weight training, and I would just smoke weed with them. And that was literally me getting into, being the heavy cannabis consumer that I am today. Thanks to Monrovia High School and the stoners that I dropped weight training with. Shout out to Mr. Higgins for putting up with our shit every day too. And not writing us up and sending us to the fucking principal's office. He's like, go to the back of the fucking room. It's like, all right, cool, we're gonna go smoke weed.
That's funny. Uh, I mean, okay, so a little bit back on topic. Yeah,
My bad.
so everyone has some kind of bullshit, and I feel those that are willing to go get diagnosed with it professionally are some of the strongest people that I know.
I
You
agree.
know, and I don't like therapy. I refuse to go, but everyone around me tells me I need it. And I'm just like, no, I'm fine. I'm just gonna talk with my friends and have a few drinks. They're like, you're just drowning your sorrows with liquor. And I was like, but I'm not an alcoholic. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's still that coping mechanism though. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't judge, dude. I smoke weed. I go through some bullshit, I smoke weed. I come back stressed out from being outside because it's all 120 degrees outside. I just walked my dog like super fast because I don't want her paws to burn. I fucking come in and smoke weed in front of the fan. Like that's what I do. But if it was alcohol, dude, it'd be such a problem, right? I'd be a drunk, I'd be an alcoholic, I'd need to go to AA. But because I
Yeah.
smoke weed, it's not. Like it's still a coping fucking mechanism. It's still not, a natural coping mechanism. Granted, it's a fucking plant. So it's not, a chemical substance that I'm abusing my body with, but
So
everyone's got their vices, man.
uh, yeah, another thing that I didn't think it was that apparent, but talking with one of my friends that works with uh I don't know how else to explain it besides just calling them autistic. Autistic children, adults, whatever. She works with a lot of them. She went to some school for it. She's still going and stuff like that. And I didn't think I was this bad, but she was telling me, she goes, "You might need to come into the office." And I was like, "Why?" She goes, "I like you have a lot of similar traits." And I was like, "Nah, that's bullshit. Whatever." Then I helped her clean the office, clean her office and shit. And I was just bored. I had nothing else to do. And I was like, "Fuck it." We went over to the office. We cleaned it up, organized a bunch of files and shit. Uh, and for those of you who are concerned, no, there was no client files in any of those. It was just a bunch of fucking spreadsheets that just haven't been filled out yet. For for anybody that's concerned about that shit, no, I did not look at any of those. I didn't touch anything with those. All those were in a separate office, locked away. Um, but no, like I was looking at like some of like the tests that they have just to find things out, and I was just like, what? I have I answered yes to a lot of these. Like, is that bad? She goes, I already know. Like, you are honestly on like like a scale of like 1 to 5. Well, I guess 1 to 10. More similar scale. I'm like an 8. I was like,
Oh, really?
oh, yeah. I was like, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, see, I
And
want to do
then
a test too, man, because I know I have autism. I know I'm high functioning, and I know I don't have Asperger's because, or maybe I do. Like I am awkward in social situations, and I don't really pick up on, like body language and social cues and stuff like that. Which is probably why I'm an introvert. But I'm an extroverted introvert, so I can live stream. Like I can be on my computer and have 10, 20 people watching me and I don't give a fuck because why? I can walk away from my camera. I can turn my computer off. Like when I'm in person, dude, I can't be in social gatherings unless I'm really baked or if I'm drinking because I just get mad anxiety, you know?
yeah, I'm a big introvert unless I'm drinking,
Yeah.
but that's different. But yeah, I think I was that bad. But there's also like I have OCD, I have ADHD. Apparently, I have autism. Uh, I have dissociative disorder. Uh, I got a few other ones, but I can't remember the names of them. But I was just like, fuck. And then I keep telling to get keep getting told to go to is it a psychiatrist?
Yeah, like a mental therapist.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was psychiatrist or psychologist, but then I'm like, psychology deals with like
Yeah.
insane people,
The
right?
study of psychosis.
Yeah,
Um, Psychiatrist is what you're referring to, like a shrink.
but I was just like, nah, I'm good.
I've always been like that too, dude. But I think when I was living in Vegas a couple years ago, I was literally looking up mental institutes in Vegas because I was going to check myself into a mental institute. I was getting that stressed out.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my coping mechanism is just shutting everyone off for a few days or something.
See, and that's
And
not unhealthy. Like turning to a substance would be unhealthy. But if you can just shut people off, like turn off for a little bit, recollect yourself, that's healthier than fucking what I do, dude.
yeah, depending on how bad the situation is,
Right, right.
I'll shut off everyone and then I'll have a couple glasses of whiskey or something.
Which is still fine. I mean, it's
And
not like you're always drinking.
it's like, but I I have, I guess, enough self respect that I won't go out and get absolutely trashed in public, or if I know I'm having a bad time, like if I know I'm not gonna have a good time, I'm not gonna go and ruin somebody else's night.
Right.
So I'll keep to myself. I'll drink. I'll watch a couple movies or something. I'll meditate. Try and get get back to earth essentially. And I mean I still struggle with it. I need to go through some meditation classes to try and like perfect it a little bit better. Um, and I mean, yeah, I mean people can call me whatever the fuck they want. I don't give a shit. I have problems. I know I have problems.
Hey,
I don't like to admit them clearly.
recognizing is makes you stronger than a lot of people that can't recognize that they have problems. Sorry, I had to mute. My kid was yelling.
You're good. I had to yawn real quick.
Yeah, like if you notice that maybe you have anger problems or maybe you have, like you're drinking a lot or you're smoking a lot, or you're abusing drugs, like if you can recognize that you have a problem, then you're ready for that next step to figure out how to solve that problem, how to fix that problem, and maybe seeing, a psychiatrist is how to solve that problem. Maybe a trained professional is somebody that can help you figure out what you need to do to get over that hump. And I talk about that in that book I wrote about anxiety, which is available on Amazon. Understanding and managing anxiety helps you realize, like the different things that you go through, that can attribute to, what causes your anxiety, and things that you can do to try to aid it and, prevent it for future, future times. But not everybody is going to be able to implement those practices. Not everything is going to work for the same, for everybody, and for those people that really do need professional help, that's what those trained professionals are there for, because you can't just fucking YouTube how to get rid of anxiety. Like you're gonna find maybe some
I
accurate
mean,
videos,
you
maybe some
can,
fucking
but
videos like, oh, just smoke weed. That's how you get rid of anxiety. Like there's obviously gonna be people that have their own methods and home remedies, so
yeah, and not everything's gonna work for
exactly.
everyone. You may have a completely opposite way of dealing with anxiety than somebody else does. Like I got some extroverted friends that they have like a, a tiny bit of anxiety if they're alone. Like they don't like being alone ever. So then they go out and surround themselves with people. Where me, I hate being around a lot of people and it makes me feel claustrophobic and then I freak out and then I
Same.
walk away.
Same. Same. Dude, even playing Diablo, dude, I get claustrophobic and I break out. I'm like, don't surround me. Get away
like
from me.
yeah, like the first step to a lot of things is recognizing that you have a problem and being able to recognize it is one of the is the biggest step to go on the road to recovery. If you
That's
can't
the first
recognize you have
step.
a
And
problem,
the first
then
step is
you're
always the biggest.
yeah, in anything really,
Yeah. You just got to take that
like
first
waking
step.
up. That first step
Yep. Fucking put your underwear on.
to get the blood pumping.
Take a
Uh,
shower. Take that first step. Get your day going. Dude, I'm going to watch a Mark Ribbolett video after this to get my day going, man. You know who I'm talking about?
uh, no,
Oh, you're going to find out today.
you gonna learn today.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I currently don't have health insurance, which is not a good thing. Um, because when I got discharged, I lost that, but I'm waiting for work to be able to enroll in that. I want to say it's next month. Um, but once I get that again, I'm gonna work on trying to find a psychiatrist and a therapist to be able to work on my problems, to be able to function a bit better.
Dude, do you remember that conversation we had with Narissa where she said she has access to that directory? um
Yeah,
you should reach out to her, or like I can reach out to her for you for that directory, because I think there's, like she was saying, there's medical facilities and practitioners like listed there for your area. Like you just look your area and then there's like a directory of, listings in that area. So maybe you could find, like a psychiatrist in Colorado, like around by where you live, that would be, beneficial for you. I could reach out if you want, because I was actually trying to get it from her too, and I forgot to reach out about it.
yeah. I mean, that's probably help out a lot.
Hell yeah, man. I'm proud of you for, being able to recognize that, and then wanting to overcome it by, whatever means necessary. If you can't do it on your own, seek help. Whether that help is a friend, whether that help is a licensed professional. I might not be a licensed professional in medical, but I'm a licensed professional in being a good friend.
That's what matters to me.
my kid walked in his room and goes, "Wow, clean." Yeah, yeah. Me and his mom spent like 30 minutes cleaning it last night. Oh man, it's funny.
But I mean it. Yeah, it's hard to always be positive, and I can't even remember what the hell we were talking about at the beginning of the episode.
Uh, I think like disassociation,
Yeah, yeah.
coming out of a funk.
Coming out of coming out of the funk. I guess that's more the best way to
That's a
put it.
good
Whether
title
it
for this
be,
episode. Coming out of the funk. I like it.
yeah, but yeah, whether it be you disassociated, or your schedule's all jacked up, or you're just trying to figure things out again. You're coming out of the funk, and being just try and find somebody to talk to. And I honestly, like, personally, whether it's online, I feel like that's easier for me. Uh, if I start ranting to some random person online, like they're not ever gonna see me. I mean, slim chance. Like fucking Ryan and I met up IRL. Like, had
Hell yeah, man.
absolutely zero plans on it, and then all of a sudden he was just like, "Hey man,"
Hey, you want to help me move?
he's like, "I'm just trying to find a way to be able to fucking move." And I was like, "I got you, bro. Fucking
Yep,
let me know when and where." Like,
yep, yep.
but I mean, shit. Like, both of us have Discord channels, Twitter, Instagram, fucking TikTok. Like,
Damn, calling me
I'm
out,
oh
man.
I'm
Calling me out.
I'm willing to fucking put my hand out there to be be willing enough to be that person if someone needs to, have a little talk, or just to fucking shoot the shit. Like,
if
I'm
you
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm not expecting a lot.
if you're listening to this podcast episode and you need somebody to talk to, and maybe you're afraid to reach out to a licensed professional, you can reach out to me or Travis. Our socials are linked in the podcast episodes usually. If it's not in this one, check a previous one. It's not a ploy to get you to listen to a previous episode. You could just, scroll through the description and get the links. But I'm Kokesmush. He's Reign of Waffles, with a Z. So it's funny because I just had this conversation like with somebody. I was like, aren't you like in your 20s? Like, don't you use Z's for S's? He was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, I don't know. Don't you kids do that these days?
No, that okay. So, backstory behind my gamer tag, my social, profile, whatever you want to call it.
He said the S was
Um,
taken.
any pretty much everybody I saw that is a little bit more famous than me, they all have S's as waffles. And I was like, fuck you. No. I'm gonna be outstanding. I hate being,
I'm gonna be different.
the one to be noticed.
Fucking
But
hipster.
I was like, fuck it. So Rain, I like medieval times.
Oh,
So
like the energy drink.
I don't like the energy. Like
I
I
don't. I don't
used
either,
to, but
dude. I
now
don't
it
either.
fucks up my stomach.
I
I
think you
keep seeing all these
used to
promo.
because you wanted to be sponsored by them.
Oh, absolutely. Like
That would have been dope, you know? Then your name would have
that'd
been
be
like, oh
cool.
yeah,
Raid sponsored by Raid. Like, come on now. Like,
dude. They make a flavor called waffles.
bro, golden syrup.
I swear to God, if you see a fucking Rain energy drink flavor called waffles or something syrup related, they got it from this podcast. I'm telling you, people be listening to shit that me and you, like something that we're saying. Dude, Ghost Inside just dropped a song that was like word for word what I was going through at the time that they dropped it. They're from LA. They're one of my favorite, metalcore bands. And it's like, Jonathan, are you listening to me, bro?
Oh, so uh controversial. This is definitely a lot off topic. It's something I sent you on TikTok, and I honestly wanted to talk about it because
Oh, should I go watch it first? I have some notifications from you.
you have watched it. It wasn't a
Oh, okay.
recent one.
Okay.
Well, it was this week. Um, toast fucking hot pockets and pop tarts.
We need to get into these kind of conversations. Okay, so Hot Pockets and Pop Tarts are not the same thing. I'm gonna agree, that
Okay, why do you say they're not the same thing?
because first of
Because
all, I don't throw Pop Tarts in the toaster. I throw them in the freezer. Okay,
well, no, okay,
you
so
can't eat Hot Pockets out the freezer,
yeah, I mean, so
right?
I always
But I'm
cook.
also somebody that pours
I always
milk
cook
before the cereal.
I no, that's not right at all.
Don't tell me what's right and what's not right. There's no real, this is how you fucking pour cereal and milk. Like,
Yeah,
fuck off.
it's cereal first, and
No,
then the milk,
no,
and you get
because then you don't know
hopefully
how
half
much
the
milk
amount
you're
of cereal
pouring
you
in.
have.
No,
You
no.
do if you.
No, because the cereal blocks it, and then you think you're pouring half a bowl of milk, and then the cereal's overflowing and shit. Like depending on what cereal you have, if you got like Apple Jacks or Cheerios or something, like that shit's gonna overflow. So if you put the milk first, then you can pour the cereal in to like cap that level off, and then if you have too much milk, you can always just pour more cereal after. But you shouldn't be drinking the milk after. Humans aren't meant to be drinking milk. You fucking weirdos. Go get your vitamin D
Yeah, I'm
elsewhere.
fucking lactose intolerant.
I'm lactose
It's
intolerant too,
vitamin
bro.
C. It's
What?
calcium.
It's vitamin
Milk.
D that you get from milk.
Vitamin D is from the sun.
Vitamin C is from orange juice.
Did I get that backwards? I, I
Yes.
was hold on. I was dead set. That, is
No, I'm
is
fact checking
vitamin
it
C
right
an orange?
now. I'm
Okay,
fact checking right now. What
vitamin
is
D.
the main vitamin in
Uh
milk?
oh fuck.
Milk contains the fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. What the fuck? Milk is a good source of
Yeah.
thiamine, riboflavin, and vitamin B12.
And bad gut health.
Yeah. Don't drink milk. Like when I was a kid, I used to drink. Dude, I used to drink so much milk, right? I drink strawberry milk.
Yo,
Sometimes I
okay.
would just drink a glass of milk because I was thirsty. Like, what the fuck? Who drinks a glass of milk because they're thirsty? Bro, and now I'm lactose intolerant.
So nobody's like none of my family still knows what the fuck happened. When I was a kid, I used to be allergic to orange juice.
Wait, like what? Like the citrus in orange juice, or what were you allergic to?
I could eat oranges,
So it's
but I
not the
was allergic to
citrus.
orange juice.
Was it like
Nobody
something
could
that
figure
is in
like
the
the
concentrate or
doctors that
something?
no idea. The doctors that I went to couldn't figure it out and nothing. But just one day I had a glass of orange juice and I was fine. Like I'd break out in hives. I'd become fucking extremely tired and like shit would just hit the fan. My fucking diarrhea, all of the above. Like fucking suck. But like nobody knows what the hell happened, why it happened, and I've like I'm confused as shit, and I was just like, what the fuck? But anyways, hot pockets and Pop Tarts, they
No.
are extremely similar,
They are extremely similar, but they are not
and
the
they
same. Pepsi and Coke are extremely
are.
similar. Pepsi and Coke are extremely similar. Are they the same?
Can't compare the
No.
two.
Yeah, I just fucking did. I actually
No.
just did it on my Twitter also. I was like, Team Pepsi or
I
Team
know you did.
Cola? You know? And it's got
Okay,
220 impressions and I posted it 2 hours ago. That means
don't get me
you can
wrong.
compare the two.
The the picture you posted, the only reason I would go Team Pepsi is
Is
because I
because
love
the
cats with blue eyes.
yeah, I figured. You like how I made those images though, dude? Like I AI
Those
generated those.
images are amazing, but
Obviously, like
still,
the cans don't look like a actual
I'll
Coke and
drink
Pepsi
a
can,
Coke
but
before I drink a Pepsi.
mm, I
But
I like
for that
Pepsi,
picture,
but I like
I'm
Coke
Team
if it's in
Pepsi
like
because I like the
whiskey.
cat.
If it's whiskey, I'll drink Coke with whiskey. But I like Pepsi over Coke. But I like RC Cola or RC Cola over Pepsi and Coke. It goes RC, then Pepsi, then Coke, then Shasta. No, RC, then Pepsi, then Shasta Cola, and then Coca Cola for me.
The fuck is Shasta Cola?
Well, maybe you don't have it in Colorado, but it's like the Kirkland brand fucking Coke.
I don't know. I
You
mean,
know, like they
but
make they
what's the
make
fucking?
dude, they make a
Yeah,
Tiki Punch, Dr. Thunder, things like that. You
I've
know,
had
like
Dr. Thunder
that's
and Tiki Punch.
Shasta. That's from Shasta. So they make a
Okay.
Coca-Cola that's just called cola,
Well,
but it's
I
Shasta
know there's
Cola.
like the whole like the big K brand from King Supers or my bad. Yeah, no, it's King Supers. I don't know what else it's called. 'Cause I
See,
know
I never
Safeway and
heard Big K.
Albertsons are the same thing.
No.
Yeah, Safeway and
Safeway and
Albertsons are the same.
Vons and Pavilions are the same, unless Safeway bought Albertsons recently,
That's it. It's been a while,
like 10 years recently, I mean.
probably something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Because
Um,
I have seen Albertsons disappearing. There used to be one right up the street from where I lived in California, and it turned into Smart and Final. Damn, I haven't
what?
seen a Smart and Final in a long time. That's like the small Costco. Smart and Final is like a smaller, wholesale store. So you want Skittles, you're buying like a box of fucking 36 bags. It was cool though. But hope we covered what you wanted to cover. We are at an hour and 2 minutes now. So if anybody's still listening to this, thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry.
We do apologize. I wonder if Alan even like checks the episodes to be like, hey, this guy says it
They
every
say it.
time,
They say it.
that's some continuity right there. There's people
uh,
that make websites dedicated to the continuity of movies and franchises.
yeah.
That's crazy. Like, oh look,
All
this
right.
chair was over here by this table in this
What
scene, but it's
I
up
have
against the wall in this scene.
I have another argument that I have on like a daily basis.
Bring it.
Which one do you like more? The Star Wars saga, right?
Don't even
Or
compare it to Star Trek. I'll fucking virtually slap you
Middle
right now.
Earth
Oh,
series?
oh, okay. That's a good one. So, I am a
And
fan of
I'm not adding the whole Harry Potter into Middle Earth. I don't know why the fuck
no,
people do
Harry
that. It is
Potter
completely
sucks.
separate.
Harry
It's
Potter sucks. You can
fantasy.
fucking hate me. I don't care.
Harry Potter is
Wingardium
okay.
Leviosa out of my fucking DMs with it.
I okay. The way I put this is like I like the Lord of the Rings series.
I do too.
Fucking
Aragorn is my dude.
love that.
I used to
Then it's
play
Harry
I used to
Potter.
play the
Then
Lord of the
it's
Ring
Star
games,
Wars.
bro, with my
I
brothers.
I
I was
don't
I
like
was
Star Wars.
See, I love Star Wars, but I'm not going to say fuck you if you don't like Star Wars. I'm just going to say fuck you if you say Star Trek is better than Star Wars.
Star
Because
Trek is not any. You cannot compare it. It's
people do. People do though. I'm like, this doesn't even interest me. And people are like, it's the same
I feel
fucking
like
thing. I'm like, you shut the fuck up right now. It's not the same thing. One has lightsabers and is set in like a medieval space age time, you know?
not even.
Bro, lightsabers are the fucking space medieval swords, dude. Are you kidding me? Nobody's like there's Jedis and
But
Sith,
they
but like
also have
everybody would just have laser.
blasters.
Yeah, they have blasters. The people that don't have force powers, the people that aren't, awakened to the force, Of course, there's blasters. You're just gonna be unarmed. You know, like come on now. But then you look at Star Trek and it's all what weird.
Like weird, like phaser. I think they're called phasers.
Phasers, set phasers to destroy. They're called lasers. Where's this fucking pH sound coming from, dude? Like, check the pH in
It's
your
it
freaking
was the old
live
people
long and
hip word.
prosper. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yep. So it goes Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and then I guess we can throw Harry Potter in there. I honestly like the Transformers fucking sagas better than Harry Potter. Um,
I've only watched like the first three movies.
of Harry Potter?
I've watched all of Harry Potter.
Oh, you talking about
I
Transformers? I
I
didn't even know they had three
oh yeah,
movies. What the hell?
bro, they have a fuck ton.
I kind of just
It
gave
was like
up, dude. Like COVID
it's
happened,
like
and I was like, oh, movies
I
don't
feel
exist
like
anymore.
I feel like it's basically turning out to be like the fucking Fast and Furious
Oh my
series.
god, they're doing
Like
another one, dude.
they're just coming up with random shit and just
Dude,
throwing it out there and see if it fucking sticks.
Vin
Like
Diesel's in a flying car or something. I forgot what I fucking saw, but it was like,
what was it? What was that? The Fast 10 or
yeah,
Fast 9,
Fast
whatever the
X or
fuck it was.
something. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
like
It's their
they're
10th
in space.
installment,
Like
dude.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. Stupid as fuck. I miss
I
like
ain't
Too
watched it,
Fast,
but
Too
like
Furious, bro. With
fucking Tokyo
Ludacris,
Drift,
man.
bro.
Tokyo Drift was dope too, for sure. That was my shit. Just because I was like super big onto Initial D when I was younger. You know, like playing in the arcades, watching the anime. But definitely gonna get into some of that, you know.
But I hands down. Well, so I asked you this question because I mean I already knew the answer because you have your fucking Mandalorian mess. But I was just curious. You know, I hands down Middle Earth series
Bro, I have a
overall.
lightsaber tattooed on my finger. I'm
Like
getting the Sith
I
code tattooed on my
that,
rib
that that's
cage.
definitely that's definitely what put me into like the medieval times and shit. Like I fucking love it. Dragons, bro. Like my fucking one of my gamer
Dragons
tags
are
was
cool.
fucking dragon mechanics. Like
That's kind of cool. Get this though. This is the Sith code. Okay? There is no peace. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains are broken. The force shall free me. That's the Sith code, and I'm getting that shit tattooed on my rib cage. Like that shit is hard.
yeah.
I'm getting the Sith emblem right under my left eye too. Kind of like where a dermal would go, a dermal piercing. I got like
I'm not
three
a fan
face
of
tattoos that
face
I'm gonna be
tats.
getting. Oh my god, we're drifting. It's been an hour and 7 minutes. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end this episode, you guys. Make sure you guys tune in next week. We got another one coming for you guys. You know, every Sunday these episodes are gonna come out. So this one's a little late, but thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you follow us on whatever whatever podcast listening platform you're on, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio. If this, is on YouTube and you're watching it on YouTube, like and subscribe. It does us a big favor. Really appreciate it. Support doesn't have to cost anything. But if you want to give us some money, you can actually support the podcast by subscribing, at different tier levels. So you can check that out. At the bottom of the episodes, there's a little support this podcast option if you're interested. Helps me and Travis out. Really appreciate it. Travis, thank you so much for getting together with me this morning. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And to all you listeners out
I
there.
do have one thing to add.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
For those of y'all that are listening and you do need someone to talk to, please reach out to us.
Yes.
We are more than willing to help you out through whatever situation you are in to the best of our ability.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
Up, gotta go. Kids crying. Thank you guys so much. Catch you guys next week.